Now call on George Adam, after which we'll move to closing speeches.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I welcome this debate and the Scottish Government's vision for delivery by 2020. And also, I welcome the tone of this debate because I think it's important that we get that correct. And Hugh Henry, as Presiding Officer, you're going to hear something that probably hasn't been heard in 20 years that we've known each other. He is correct when he says that we have to get beyond the politics in an issue like this, and we have to get down to the actual how do we deliver and how can we make that difference. And the Cabinet Secretary is right. Technology is an enabler. It's something to help. It's not something instead of. It's part of the solution. It's the basket of measures that can help people that are dealing with issues in their life and dealing with the NHS. And it's making things a lot easier with the interaction with the NHS. I welcome the £10 million support and expansion of health technology that was announced today by the Cabinet Secretary. And I particularly welcome the Cabinet Secretary's personalised patient record, because that gives, as he says, gives empowerment of using technology to access health professionals, ensure that help people living with long-term conditions. And I'll do what Dave Stewart did during his speech and say I am the convener of the cross-party group in multiple sclerosis. And since my wife has MS, I'm aware of the situation and the difficulties that people can have with managing their condition. And one of the situations that we had at our very first meeting was the access to information and be able to go to health professionals and get further information. And I think this type of technology, this type of opportunity would make things a lot better for people dealing with long-term conditions like MS. Because one of the things that was constantly mentioned was just that opportunity. Instead of having to phone up and see the doctor every 2 or 3 weeks like my wife does currently, Presiding Officer, there's a good chance that she would be able to actually access information and find out things that could help and make a difference without, and yes, it's regarding the cost as well, it'll probably be cheaper, but more importantly, the information allowed and able to get, and I would assume access 24/7 through the actual computer system as well. That would make a massive difference to people dealing with that as well. And it's a constant interaction with health professionals that can make a difference with people in that kind of condition, dealing with these conditions. But the route map describes 12 priority areas for action, and the vision for high-quality, sustainable health and social care services in Scotland is the 3 domains of quality of care, health of population and value and financial sustainability. And some of the information that's in one of the reports that I just picked up at the back, I think it does actually answer the document itself, some of the questions that the opposition have asked. You know, value and financial stability. We've got to make sure that it's an effective resource. It says every resource that's there has to be an effective resource, and one of the main aims is the quality of outcomes. And I think that answers a lot of some of the things that the opposition members have brought up already, and quite rightly asked these questions. I would like to say part of this as well is the quality of care, independent living. And I think Bob Doris brought up a very important issue when he actually said it's about the quality of life as well, making sure that everyone that's dealing with this, it's not just a case of getting this service at home, it's also the quality of the service and the quality of life that they have. Like some of my colleagues, I welcomed the Digital Health Institute creation, and also I would like to say, like Mark MacDonald, the one that caught my eye was the future ambulance service, was the fact that they're effectively looking for a way that they can look at new technology, how the ambulance service can actually be for the future, for now, and what technology that we could actually use, plug and play, and use in various other actual kind of blue light services like the police, like the fire service. You know, these are all things that I remember as my time as a councillor, that they all had different systems, and I think it's important that a place like the Digital Health Institute can actually push us down the right direction and ensuring that this technology in the future can be used by everyone and make sure that we can get everything sorted out. So effectively, that's one of the things that I found quite positive. Telehealth and telecare has been mentioned, and there's been quite a lot of programmes already done with regards to this, but I will bring up the fact that in Renfrewshire the technology has already been delivered to patients in Scotland. I know that Mr Henry mentioned that he was unaware of that actually happening in Renfrewshire, but I think you only have to say that when I was a councillor there, we could see that patients with dementia actually, this was a start. We started going down this route. And again, it wasn't just the case of ensuring that we could have a situation where it was a cheaper way to deliver service. It was the quality of service and making sure it works. And perhaps Perhaps Mr Henry is correct that there should maybe be a way that we can change some of these things as well. But they've actually found out that when they've had this, the self-reported outcomes provided by Remshire Partnership, it gave estimated net savings attributed to 325 clients with dementia over a 5-year period and a saving of over 2.8 million, equivalent to 8,650 per client with dementia receiving telecare and delivering for families and making lives better. And I think that's the most important part of it, is making lives better for families that are dealing with conditions like this and making sure that we can get all this technology to work and make a difference in their life. So I would say in closing, Presiding Officer, I welcome much of what's been said during this debate. I do believe that some of the things that are in the document actually answer a lot of the issues that the opposition members have brought up. But I think it's a case of we need to continue down this road to ensure that we can deliver all we can for the people in Scotland with the NHS in 2020.
Excellent. Many thanks.